Alright, so we are going to be doing truck race today. We are on, I think, race 15, so we're about 2 races back. So we'll be at Kentucky. Let's just confirm everything is good to go. Let's go ahead and update all the titles. We're good there. We are good. Twitch and YouTube. Alright, so yeah, definitely been away for a bit. Basically just got super busy with work, as well as brain fried on trying to run everything. Especially adding in the trucks. I know it's only one car, or one truck right now, but it's still a ton of work to do all the races. So let us get to Kentucky. So we'll be at Kentucky, so it'll be 81 laps. Have not messed with the INI since the ARCA series, so hopefully everything runs well.
Drivers, to your cars.
We're gonna try the ticker again to see if that's gonna keep working. So let's go ahead and look. Looks like the only player car or player truck is Pitch right here. He is second to last place. Looks like Boyd in the 20 truck had a ton of issues. Alright, so let us go ahead and get...
Drivers, to your cars.
Drivers, start your engines!
As we see the truck pace car, definitely nice to see. It doesn't look like any issues. Go ahead and turn down my volume. Doesn't look like there are any issues with trucks dying. But let's get going as we see the truck pace car about to... The pace car is going in. We see the 55 and the 26. 55 of Cram and the 26 of Ancrum. Looks like the 26 got a great run or great start to this Kentucky race. Let's set over my streaming. As the Fit 63 also got past him as well of the 55, so definitely a good start for that inside line. So that's definitely a good thing there. As we do see right behind them, still battling out, the 82 taking that deep inside in this front stretch to get past that 55. And he may actually get past this 63 as well, as he does have that inside line, and that 26 right now may be able to pull him in. And looks like he is going to... Ooh, he might not be able to... Oh, there he goes. He finally gets past that 63, and now his eyes are set on that number 26 of Ancrum. Now, I hope that ticker is working correctly. It looks like it's working correctly. As we take a look at the back, we see Pitch right now, basically 3 wide for last place. For these mid-sized speedways, 3 wide is almost always a bad thing to do. But he's right now racing against that 28 car, which is Ellis. And then he also has Marks right in front of him. Oh, they go 3 wide entering into this corner. It looks like there may have been somebody had to back off on the throttle a little bit, as it looks like they packed up a little bit. And it looks like the front four cars now, for the most part, stretched out. Looks like the 63, I think, was in second place for a while, starting to drop back a little bit as the 8 and 56 dive in to get 3 wide. So as I'm looking at this, it looks like maybe 3 wide is okay here at Kentucky, at least heading into the front stretch, as the track is actually extremely wide. As we do see a battle for the lead, as the 82 of Hill and the 26 of Ancrum are now battling out for first place. As we're on lap 5 of 81. And it looks like the 82 is going to get some help from the 55, who I think started on the pole. So we'll see. Looks like the 81 or 82 is going to stay down low to help pull that 55 car or truck. Because it looks like they have completed that turn. In the lead, there's some wiggling going on in the back, but it looks like the 26 has crossed the 55 and is now diving to the inside. Looks like the 82 really isn't going to help, or doesn't care who he's helping, as long as he's getting a push by somebody in the back, as the 26 now gets pulled along by the 82. There looks like there was some issues going on. So we'll actually take a quick look to see, did something happen between the 23 of Moffitt? Because he is really far off the pace. Now, looks like there was a little bit of touching. So yeah, about 32nd position right here. Yeah, looks like the 7 just gets up, slides up a little too much, and then the 3 or 30 as well kind of crosses nowhere for the 23 to go. Is 30 hard into the wall. But for the most part, they did stay out of everybody else's way. 23 definitely had to slow down a little more than the others, but definitely not what they wanted to see. As even that sliding into the wall did not cause a caution. But definitely not what the 23 of Moffitt wanted to see. And then the 30 of Pole, and then that 7 of Forrester. But it looks like Forrester in that 7 definitely did not get too bad on that small wreck, as he is still here in the 30th position, or in battling in the 30s. So you see a battle between the 50 and the 33. Oh, it looks like they did touch a tiny bit, but everybody else stayed pretty clean. Yeah, definitely getting 3 wide into this track is probably not what most cars want to do. Come back up towards the front of the track. Looks like 82 and 26 are still in the lead, though the 55 is right there behind them. And here comes the 26 as they're passing the start and finish line. We'll see. Looks like the 55 has jumped down to try to help the 26. It looks like the 26 just did not have the momentum to get through. But it doesn't look like the 26 was not getting any help from the 55, and now is just doing it all by himself. As he might be able to lead this lap, as he does have that inside line in this front stretch, as he does lead this lap, as we are on lap... What lap are we on? We're on lap 9 of 81, so we still got a while to go. As 23 and 30 are still very far off pace. Looks like the 6 is starting to drop back as well. Definitely does not have the greatest truck in the world, as his team has just started. So he's hoping for a few cars to get tangled up with each other so he can move up pretty easily. As we see some wind going on, trying to, that was that 28 is trying to figure out a way to get past that 35, but that 33 is right above him, so he can't go too high. And I think this first turn, if you're on 3 wide in this first turn, is definitely not a good place to be. As we start scrolling up to the front, looks like the 82 is getting stuck on that outside line, which is not where anybody wants to be. As it is not the fastest lane, especially once there are 4 or 5 cars right there. As we'll see if the 5 is going to be able to catch up and push the 82 even further back. It looks like he might be able to. As the 8 right now looks like he may pull that 5 along. As we do look at the lead right now, the 26 of ARCA in that 26 truck so far has led most of this race. We do see the 23 and the 30 still far off, and then the 6 as well dropping. We'll see if the 26 is going to be able to catch up to that much slower 23 truck. As they are within about a turn of each other. As we do see a lot of the cars are starting to stretch out. Let's take a look at the back of the pack. Couple of these races, we see the 18 and 40 going at it as a 00 now on the inside. As the 40 just goes high, getting pushed a little bit to the outside by that I think 18 truck. We are looking around. You know, the other races going on right here. Looks like the 55 is trying to lead this second main pack. That 56 of Dean. Just trying to keep all of these cars behind him. If he can get a good race, as well as trying to catch up to this second main pack. Try to make a race. May have to wait for a caution that may not come, depending on how clean everybody goes. This main pack right here just basically nose to tail from first to about 5th place. We'll see if they decide to battle each other going into one of these turns, as they are just right on, as their noses are right on their tailgates. So they may be just keen on staying 1 through 5 for a little while, as I think that spot or that space between this front pack and that second pack is starting to grow with every lap, as they just stay right behind each other. As we did see that lap car is starting to come close, as obviously having nobody around to draft with. He's getting stuck, not going as fast as everybody else is going. So we'll definitely see if that much slower lapped car, who was about to be lapped, is going to cause any issues, as he was involved in that issue a little earlier, as that 55 does take that inside line. It looks like the 26 just in that corner got a little too high, as I don't think the 55 wanted to pass him. As here comes the 23 just not getting out of the way, almost getting touched by the 8. As he just that lapped car basically just screwed up this entire front pack. As everybody's just trying to race to get around him. That 26 car definitely got the worst of it, getting stuck behind him for almost half a lap. As we do have a 3 wide going on for this the lead of the second main pack, though it looks like the 56 did end up backing off a little bit. as they are catching up to this 23, as that 56 is getting caught right behind that much slower 23 cars. He's trying to get to the inside line, but that 19 is right there. So it looks like he's finally able to get down to the inside line, almost running right into that 14, but the 14 saw him and kind of moved out of the way. So we will definitely come back and check him out as we take a look at the leaders. Looks like 55 is now leading back to where he was at starting. Though he has the 8 and 82, 26 and 5 right behind him. So it's like 26 is starting to move his way back up from getting stuck behind that lap car. As the next lap car they may catch up to is that 30 car, who was also involved in that wreck that didn't cause a caution, though it did bring 2 cars into the wall. Looks like the 84 has gone into the pits as well. The lone player car right now is number 6 pitch in 38th position. Definitely does not have the fastest car in the world, but he is staying with that backpack. Right now he is just hoping for a caution to maybe get some new tires and to basically scrunch back up with the pack, as well as maybe passing a couple cars that may be involved in any wrecks. We do scroll up to see some of the racing going on. See, the 55 is still in the lead. They actually did catch up to the 81 of Fontaine, who looks like he had some issues and had to run into the pits. Definitely not what he wanted to have happen. But it looks like he's just going back out to try to get a couple more positions and hope for some issues for some cars in front of him to get a couple more positions for some points. As we do see, he is, a decently fast car. So, this 55, this lead 55 truck is not catching him too quickly. Take a look at some of the back cars going on. So some back racing. Looks like the 23 of Moffitt finally got through almost all of the main trucks. So it looks like he is now basically a full lap down from the entire pack, and now is basically falling back to see if the leaders are going to catch him again. I mean, we're still pretty early in the race. We're on lap 25 of 81. So far, no cautions. One issue that should have been a caution, as the truck did go into the wall, but it looks like he's fine now. It looks like the 84 is starting to pull away. I mean, they are catching that 30 truck, but that 84 is pulling away as we do take another camera angle. And we see a ton more of the different trucks. And for the most part, they have all stretched out. And then as we look, we can see that 84 pulling away, by a lot. He was right there with the 55, but now he is just pulling away. That 30 truck that was involved in that incident is starting to fall back. But we'll see if that 84 has any issues getting past him. As well as that 23 car again is, I guess he's about a half a lap back, but still. As we see the lone player car or player truck pitch in the 637th position right now. But it looks like he gains a couple positions but then loses them as the race goes on. I think he ended up passing a couple of these cars because the 23 was right there. As we take a look, it looks like for the most part, mostly all stretched out, though it looks like right here there was somebody who had to check up and slow down a couple of these trucks. So for the most part, they are staying clean. Well, that 15 almost got into the side or into the back of the 68. Definitely could have caused some issues right there, but looks like he ended up getting off the gas a little bit earlier than he looked like he was going to. We come up to take a look at some of the lead trucks. think there are a few battles going on here for top 5 position as that number 5 car trying to hold back that 82, as well as that 21 help push him a little bit, as 21 now takes a super inside lane and into this front stretch, trying to stay beside that 82 truck as he's trying to stay on that inside line, as we do see that 30 truck right in front of the leaders. Looks like the 84 did pass him pretty easily, so that crash definitely hurt something in that 30 truck. As ooh, looks like the leaders are going to be starting to pit. We take a look just to make sure no issue. There's a couple cars or trucks running into the grass a little bit. It does look like for the most part no issues with the car or trucks coming into the pits. We take a look at the 55's pit stop, see if he's able to come back out in the lead. As we watch the 26 and 55. Looks like they're going for, it looks like all 4 tires for both the 55 and 26. Probably fuel as well. And then maybe just some slight adjustments. So it does look like the 55 did get out fastest. The 26 looks like he had a few issues, but he got back out as well. It looks like probably most of the other group of cars is in the pits now. The 30 looks like he had a ton of work done as he came in front of the leaders, and now coming out basically at the end of that lead pack of pitting cars. We take a look at some of the battle going on here. It looks like 63 almost getting into the 52, but was able to stay out of his truck. As we do see a bunch of cars, these cars are definitely jumping to the main pack super early, a lot earlier than I think they should be there. As you see the 75 almost touching that 68, but takes that inside line. I mean, it looks like they still are 3 wide, though 28 got a great run into theirs. Looks like the 56 had to get off the gas a little bit to stay out of some of the trucks in front of him. You see 23 looks like he's still extremely slow. Take a look at the 55, who I think came back out, and now after everybody's done with their pits, back in first place with the 82 right behind him. And then the 5 I think moved up maybe 1 or 2 positions. The 19 looks like he moved up a ton of positions. We take a look at this little pack here. Look at pitch, the lone player car right now 34th, so he picked up a couple positions, but definitely seeing the cars or trucks behind him, probably not going to keep many of those positions. You see there's some battling going on here, still with that 56 truck. This main pack right here is definitely battling out, trying to resort themselves out after pit stops. So definitely, mostly everybody staying clean. As we see a 23 car currently in 40th position. Looks like maybe he's a little bit faster than he was. I don't think after the spin he ended up going into the pits. And come back to the front of the main pack. The 55 Crumb. 7 is right behind them. 7 definitely did not. Looks like it did not have the greatest pit stop. He was involved in that earlier crash. It looked like he was the one that did not get much damage on him, but he's definitely running a lot slower now. So we do see a battle for the lead between the 82 and 55. As we are at 37 of 81. It looks like the 82 is going to get past that 55. We'll see if the 55 is going to be able to cross him in this turn. Doesn't look like he's going to make any attempt to. Though he does get to that inside line in this front stretch. 82 will lead this lap, but that 55 is right there, and he's got a pack of trucks right behind him. That 82 just not going away. The 55 finally does with the help of that 5 truck. And we'll see how much help that 55 is going to do to that 5. Though the 82 right now is stuck on that outside line. We'll see if the 19 jumps behind that 3 truck. To see if they can get a line going past this 82. This is basically what happened to him earlier in this race. Being in the lead and battling for the lead, but then getting stuck to the outside and getting pushed back to like a top 10. As the 38 drives extremely close to that 82. No touching, but that's definitely good. As we see, looks like maybe the 55 and 5 may link together. They might catch up to this lap car coming up. As you see that space between these this lap car and last place on the lead lap shrinking. We take a look. We do not see that 23 falling back too much, and we could still be sitting in this pack, as we do see the 23 right here. And people are not passing him as quickly as they were earlier, so I think that pit stop definitely did help him out, as he's not as slow as he was previously. So that main pack in the back, for the most part, is completely stretched out from nose to tail all the way back to last place, as we do see the 55 getting passed by the 5. And then the 18 and 38 are right behind him. The 8 or 19 is going to see if he's going to be able to get past him. It looks like the 55 didn't close that door as quickly as he thought. I think he didn't think the 19 was going to get what a great run as he did. And by the time he was ready to close the door, the 19's nose was right there. And I mean, the 19 has 3 cars behind him that are definitely going to be able to push him, as 19 does clear the 55. And we do see that 82 definitely did get pushed to the back, as he's in 7th place currently. Probably just biding his time to make a run. We are on lap 43. As we do have 3 cars a lap down, at least 1 lap down. The 31 lap down, 23 is 2 laps down, and the 84, who had that issue earlier in this race, had to run into the pits in the green flag, and now he is 3 laps down. So we take a look at the spectator cam, as we see this lead pack is catching up to that number 7 lap car to put him a lap down. He was involved in that earlier crash, the crash that basically didn't have a caution flag. But it looks like he may have gotten the short end of the stick in the pit stops, as he got stuck with nobody around him. As we do see, there is a ton of movement going on in this front pack. Definitely something we didn't see early in this race, as I guess cars are starting to make a push now, because they are slowly every lap running out of time. But they're definitely, for the most part, staying pretty clean, as the 82 did take a super inside line. But he is slowly moving his way up. As he's in 6th place, he moved up 1 position. I think a couple cars from the back ended up catching up to this main pack. As that 19 is starting to fall back, he got stuck on that outside line. A couple cars did go in a little bit harder than normal. You see that space between that lap, or that soon-to-be lapped car of the or truck of the 7, and this lead pack is shrinking. Definitely shrinking a lot faster now that at least these front three cars are all nose to tail. As we are on lap 47 of 81, about halfway done. Definitely cars are going to start to make moves to try to move up if they can, as that space between this first main pack and that second pack is growing exponentially every lap. As that 5 right now, the 5, 3, and 55 are catching this lap car. So the 3 is going to take an inside line. Maybe not the greatest time to take an inside line, as 55 thought about going in between them, especially with this lap car coming. And we'll see what lane the lap car chooses, and which one whoever's leading at the time is going to make, as somebody may get stuck behind this lap car who is slower. Unless these guys are battling, then they're going to definitely be a lot maybe a little bit faster. So we do see the 82 actually has caught back up to basically going 3 wide for first place. He, I think, led a couple of laps as the 5 pushed the 3 down a little bit. The 82 wasn't there at the time, but definitely 3 wide battle for the lead. The 82 right now has that inside line, though the 3 has the help, well, at least had the help by the 55. As the 5 looks like he was trying to pinch that 3 to see if he's going to slow down, but he didn't. So it looks like we have the lead as 82, who is Hill. So it looks like he may lead a lap or two while the car or trucks behind him start to sort themselves out. And of course, that let the 7 stay a lap ahead. As with the battling it out, there was nobody to catch that 7. So now the 82 is now working on trying to catch that 7 car or truck. Because right now, with everybody battling behind him, the 82 right now is all by himself. As oh, there is a spin, looks like, going up in front. There is a caution. It looks like for the most part everybody got, or the truck was no longer there. So we take a look, like somebody blew an engine. Looks like the 8 was actually having a very good run today. Let's go ahead and pause this and see what happened to the 8. As he does have some heavy damage on the back and the side. Yeah, so he's a top 10 truck. Yeah, definitely just going 3 wide. So far, nothing. He's getting stuck. He's basically stuck in the middle. Yeah, it looks like the 19 just taps his just turns him, heads straight into the wall. I mean, the 19 definitely got some heavy damage on the back or on the right side. But yeah, definitely the 8 got the most out of that, as he head first straight into the wall and then his back end into the wall. So definitely not what he wanted to see today, running a top 10 truck. So we take a look. Let's take a look at the inside run. So yeah, definitely not what he wanted to see. Trying to stay up, but definitely heavy damage to his truck. Just trying to stay out of everybody's way. But yeah, definitely 19. Yeah, the 19 truck definitely turned the 8 in a top 10 position or 10 battle. We take a look, see if we can find the 19 of Kraus. The Kraus definitely turned into him. Doesn't look like too much front end damage on him, but I think he has some left side damage. It looks like a little bit of left side damage when he hit the wall. As we do see basically everybody coming into the pits. Not a green flag pit stop, so for the most part, should not have any issues with cars or trucks coming into the pits. Looks like a couple of trucks may have gotten stuck on that outside. It looks like they're all lap trucks, so they may be just trying to get their lap back. It kind of look like they got stuck on that outside line. But yeah, let's go ahead and I think we're on live. Yep. So yeah, definitely not what some of the cars wanted to see. We go over. Yeah, looks like Nemechek in that 8 is now out of the race. I mean, definitely heavy front end damage. Had to straight into the wall. Not something you want to do. We're on that 52 of 81, first caution. Though there should have been a caution a little bit earlier. So we will definitely see what is going to go on after this, as we do kind of just accelerate a little bit. You can change the camera. You fast forward a bit through this caution flag, or yeah, it's caution lap. As we are getting ready for the green flag. Let's see if that ticker's going good. 23 looks like he's a little bit faster than he was earlier, but still that 23 and 30 definitely not the fastest trucks in the world. That 7 truck definitely got saved with that caution flag. Now he's extremely far ahead, as we see if the 5, it looks like the 5 and 82 are going to definitely get past that lapped truck of 23. As we do go into 3 wide. This is definitely not what trucks want to see right now, as there's much slower trucks right in front of these guys. Definitely do not want to go 4 wide, as 4 wide almost guarantees a crash. As we do see basically 2 lapped. Yeah, they're just trying to push the 23 out of the way. As we'll see if the 23 and 30 stay on the inside. It doesn't look like the 30 is going to. Looks like that 23 tried to stay on the outside, but now, ooh, looks like the 30 and 23 bumped. So that's definitely going to push the 23 out of the way. So definitely very unsafe restart right now with the 23 and 30, who are much slower, which is causing everybody to back up. Which is causing a ton of cars to get mixed in. 26 is just trying to get past this 30 car, or 30 truck, as he bumps into the 30 as well, pushing him to the outside. I mean, these trucks are probably starting to get a little irritated with these much slower trucks in the way, and they're just kind of starting to bump them out of the way, as we saw the 23 and the 30 now get bumped to that outside line. Looks like the 23 again is trying to get to that inside lane. Ooh, that 55 definitely did not have the greatest pit stop, as he's stuck in the back with these slow cars. Does look like for the most part that 30 truck, or that 23 truck, is all the way into the back, and the 30 truck is starting to get back, or put into the back as well, which should help out a ton with most of these guys. I guess it looks like the 30 still has a little bit of time to go. Again, that 55 truck though led a ton of laps, now stuck in 29th position. So definitely not what he wanted to see, as he's now has only about 20 laps to go to catch back up to the leaders. Here's the 7 truck that definitely was saved by that caution flag, as we do see that 23 way in the back just finally got pushed to the back, and this 30 truck as well is almost all the way back to the back. So definitely a ton of close calls on this restart with these 2 much slower lapped cars. but it looks like for the most part they are, everybody else is safe. Looks like there was almost a crash right up here with the 56, 98, and 56. They were 3 wide into that turn. Again, I think that entering into that first turn, definitely not safe going 3 wide. As we've had, I think, 2 crashes because of entering in 3 wide into that first turn. This front stretch, definitely pretty safe to get 3 wide in, but still maybe just get off the gas a little bit. But it looks like for the most part, most cars are starting to stretch out. Super eventful restart, as we did have our first caution a couple laps ago, but for the most part every car has stretched out. Lead car right now is at 82, and for the most part he has been in the front almost the entire race. The 55, who's now in like 30th position, led a ton of laps, but that pit stop for some reason just did not do well during that pit stop, and now is in 30th. He was leading. The 5, which is a little bit further back, the 5 of Warner, he was up here in the lead as well before those pit stops. He only dropped to 6 though, so he's still definitely in the running for the lead. But again, this 82 truck right now may be the truck to beat, as he's been basically in the front or near the front most of the race. As we take a look at some of the battle going on, 23 and 30 involved in basically a small wreck that didn't cause a caution on basically lap 1, but basically ended their races. They're now multiple laps down. We see our lone player car, number 6, pitch, currently in 37th. Basically, he's been in the back half of the pack the whole time. It's definitely where you see most of the new team trucks in the back. He did get a new sponsor, so that's definitely good to see. So we'll see if he can move up in the points a little bit. I know he's a late addition to the truck series, so we'll see what he does next season. As right now he's just basically racing for sponsors and racing to see if he can stay in that 6 car next season. As you see, for the most part, most trucks have stretched out. Looks like there's a small pack right here for the top 20 position. But it looks like for the most part, trucks are staying very clean. It's been a very clean race. 2 incidents. One didn't even bring out a caution, though I think it should have, as it did. 2 cars went into the wall. Basically lap 1, but then basically 50 laps of not too much. I think the 84 truck had a few issues and had to run into the pits. It looks like his issues for the most part are taken care of, as he's still in the pack somewhere. But he's staying with the pack, though he is a lap down, so he's just basically out here 4 points. And then the second is here he is the 84 Fontaine. He had an issue probably lap 10 to 15 where he had to run into the pits for a couple of laps. He's now in 40th position. And then that crash at the in that basically top 10 crash, the number 8, who was actually running in 8th position, ended up getting turned by the 19. As we do see, actually, we do have a new leader, Smith, in the 21. Looks like he's probably led a couple laps, seeing the space between him and second place. So it's definitely good to see another car leading a lap. As we take a look at some of these cars, it looks like the 11 now is trying to get past this 6 car. Try to put the 6 back into, for the most part, last place. At least last place with the competitive cars. Though it doesn't look like he is going to be able to pass him that time. We do take, actually, number 7, he was actually involved in that first wreck that didn't cause a caution and didn't have any issues. And then about the 50, basically there was about 50 laps of no cautions. He almost got put a lap down but ended up got saved by the wreck with the number 8, and now it looks like he is in 29th position. So definitely that caution flag saved him from both going a lap down as well as him sitting in 30th position, as now he's battling for a top 20 position. So it's definitely a good thing to see. We do see there is some battling going on. We do see this 55 is moving up actually extremely fast. He may not have the time though to catch back up, as he is in 23rd position with only about 11 laps to go. So he may need another caution flag to try to get past or get a good pit stop in and move up, though. Maybe his pit crew is not the greatest. That's one of the reasons why he got pushed back, or maybe there was something that happened in the pits or on the track that the pit crew had to fix before they could send him back out. So we do see the 82 is now catching up to that 21 car. Now that 82 definitely is one of the faster cars today. We take a look. The fastest lap looks like it is by 38. Now the 38 car looks like the 82 has had the 6th fastest lap, so that's definitely interesting to see some of these stats going on. So it looks like the 21 is right there. We'll see when the 82 decides to make his move. Now he may be content on just sitting behind this 21, because I mean, from what it looks like, is he does have a much faster car. As he didn't look like he didn't take too long to make that decision. I thought maybe he would sit behind the 21 to try to put some space between him and that 3rd place car, and then make the move towards the end of the race. But it looks like he has content on putting that 21 car between him and that 3rd place truck. So right now the 82 has only a few more laps to go to try to win this race. Does not, the 23 definitely is probably not going to be a factor as he was earlier in this race. Lap cars, so right now the 82 has nothing in front of him. As we see that 21 actually coming back in and seeing if he's going to take over. And 21 does end up taking back that 1st place position, basically in time to lead that lap. I don't think the 82 ended up leading the lap after he passed the 21. As well, lap 75, 71. Take a look at a couple of the back cars going on right now. Looks like the 6 stuck in 37th position. Looks like the 19 has some pretty heavy damage on him. He's still stuck in that 35th position. For the most part, it doesn't look like too many cars are going to have any issues or any big movements. So you see his 5 car actually dropped back a little bit. But actually, there is some close racing here for top 10 position. Is that 5 and 3 are trying to get back to that top 10 or top 5 position. Looks like they do have some work to do. We take a look. Looks like the 55, I mean, he is moving up extremely fast. You see him in that 20th position on that standing. So he is moving up in position, but he is definitely going to have a disappointing finish unless he can get to the top 10 position after. I mean, he only has about 3 laps to go. Again, this 21 car of Smith leading the 82. I mean, Smith really was, I guess, a top 10, top 20 car all race, and then after that pit stop, he ended up fixing something, and now he is one of the fastest cars. Yeah, as right now, he put in, as we take a look at the fastest laps, he just put in the 3rd fastest lap of the race, so he's definitely moving. As we are sitting on lap 78 of 81. As we take, it looks like the Oh, he's going into the pits, and maybe some issues going on with the 21. Definitely just does... Yeah, definitely a loss of words right there. As he's running into the pits. We're on lap 79 of 81. Actually, there are a couple of cars running into the pits. Really hopes the CPU does not screw over any more of the leaders. As right now, I thought the 21 was going to either, you know, first place or second place finish. As most trucks are, as this 82 comes down for lap 80. Looks like a couple more cars went into the pits. We do have a 3 wide going on, entering into this first turn, which is where you do not want to be 3 wide. It looks like there are some of the trucks coming out of the pits. That's another thing you don't want to happen. There's these cars exiting the pits. Ooh, that's... And nope, there goes the 82. Or the 52 and 18. That should bring out a caution. And it looks like 52 will stay there. As we scroll up to the lead truck of the 82. As we are basically last lap. Yeah, so we are on the last lap. So crash on the last lap. Hopefully nobody runs into the pits as they coming on, because they should pass, or they should come in for the checkered flag right here. I really hope the computer does not decide to bring in the entire group, because that would be very bad and would be very upsetting for me who just sat through like an hour. Yeah, 53 minutes. So yeah, it looks like for the most part nobody is coming into the pits, at least from what I could see, as we do see him coming to the line for the win. I think he was involved in that crash, but for the most part it looks like nobody else ran into the pits. So definitely an interesting, eventful race towards the end. That 21, let's end up going to see where he finished. It looks like an official race, but the 21, yeah, lap down, 35th position. I mean, he was, oh my goodness, he was leading the race and then going into the pits on the, within, I guess it was within 4 laps of the end of the race. Definitely not what he wanted to do. So definitely, hopefully his crew chief is fired. And then of course Frazier in this 52 ended up getting in the crash at the end of the race, and of course these cars behind him didn't have enough time to pass him. But yeah, definitely semi-eventful race at Kentucky for the trucks. Looks like the lone player car pitch in the 6th ended up getting a top 30 position, so definitely higher than what he thought he was going to get. Definitely helped out with his Smith pitting for some reason. I think even the 18 may have pitted, but I think 18 may have been involved in this crash. So yeah, so congratulations to Hill, who for the most part was in the front the entire time. 55 ended up moving all the way up to 15th position, but definitely one of the fastest cars. As we can do truck, what do we got on that? 15, I think, or 15, 14, one of them two. Let's just do Kentucky and save that. So definitely congratulations to Hill, and congratulations to Kentucky for definitely a great race. So let's see, what time is it? It's 10:30. Can we do one more race? Catch up on the trucks. Let's see, what race are we on now? I know we got Kentucky and one more. What was the other one? go to races. So we are in New Hampshire. The race that actually is a track that I hate. I think this is the one track that we had so many issues with. I'm actually going to turn down the yeah, we're going to turn down the computer opponents. And we'll do 20% race on this one. Just so that we can do, I think, what, 60 laps or something? So yeah, let's go ahead and do this race. And then we'll be, you know, all caught up with... so yeah, we'll be all caught up with truck races. As we do see Pitch, the lone truck car, last place, and then Fontaine, 84. Definitely having a good start to his, or actually not starts, we're on lap, what, 15, or race 15. Actually, I guess I could turn on this. There we go. But yeah, Fontaine, 84. Actually, I think 84, it was 82 that was at Hill. I mean, 9th place start, so that's definitely good. Well, let us go ahead and get started.
Drivers.
Just pick any random truck and go ahead here. No trucks stuck in the back, or no trucks getting put in the pits for any blown engines. Let's just pray and hope that all these trucks don't go straight into the wall, because I really hate New Hampshire. Just saying, this will probably be the only New Hampshire race in any of the series. I mean, I may bring it back for truck if I can figure out how to get it to run without all the crashes. I mean, crashes are fun and all, but just, oh my goodness. We are going about 80 miles an hour into this turn. Definitely a short track to say the least, as we are on lap 1 of 60, so we have a little bit of time to go. As the 84 now did pull ahead. Currently no caution so far, knock on wood. So we see all the cars. There's Spectator. Spectator has some interesting lines. Still no caution, that's definitely good. As we do see 55, we see the 55 gets a good race here, as they definitely had a, I guess, had a great race to start, but then that last pit stop just screwed him over, putting him, I mean, he ended up finishing like the 15th position, but he was in the front the entire race. As he is right here, looks like he did put his nose right on the back of the 84. You take a look at some of the back cars as we pitch in that 6 car, starting to fall back. That looks like 68 car got stuck behind him. As we see, for the most part, it's been slowly cleaned. There's a 3 wide going on right here. Definitely not what you want to see. May have turned down the difficulty for computer drivers a little too much, but we're sitting at 87 miles an hour, which is feels slow, but trucks I think move a little bit slower than all the others. We are getting over 100 miles an hour in this very small track. So we take a look at the 55 has decided to jump to try to get to the lead. Not going to have any help in this front stretch as he's stuck on the inside line. So that inside line in the turns is definitely going to help him out. As he is having some help by the 14. believe that ticker's still working, so that's definitely good. Because again, that 55 is just right there with him. With that 84. Looks like the 68 finally got past that 6 truck. We see a little bit of battling going on. No crazy battles, no 3 wide right now at least. But we'll see what happens later on in the race. Did you see that 30 truck? Definitely needs a good showing today. As again, that 55 is not going away. As he's not getting too much help, but does ends up getting past that 84. We take a look at the ticker to see, make sure it's working on the correct race. Not stuck, still stuck on last race. Looks like it's correct. Hasn't registered that 55 passing the 84 yet, but it will next time by. But there is some 3 wide going on in this top 10. And overall, looks like a much cleaner race than the ARCA race, but I think ARCA was going a lot faster than these trucks. As that 82 still right here, trying to get push up, or trying to get to that top position. Like the 3 wide for the most part. Cars have slowed down a bit. So that 28 is just right on that right side of the... There was a truck in front of him, almost turning him. It looks like he will stay in front of him. Maybe spectator cam is one of the better cameras right now. So yeah, the 6 car is dropping back extremely far from the pack. Definitely not what he wanted to see this race. I think he had a decent showing for his first sponsored race last week, but seeing how the trucks are raced right now, he may be stuck in that last place. I can definitely see a 60 lap race with no cautions. See a little bit of wiggling here. Oops. So we hit the wrong button. Because we do see some close racing, but for the most part, they are racing very cleanly. Definitely a lot better than the ARCA race, who basically almost every lap a car would go into the wall for some reason. But yeah, I've seen 3 wide and no issues with 3 wides currently with the trucks. So as long as everything stays clean, New Hampshire may get stuck as a truck race. As we see 22 almost jump in the middle of that 10 and 38, but decides against it, probably for the best, as he does not want to get anybody turns. We do see 23 car as well, running in a top 20 position. He definitely wants a good showing. As we do see the 55 of Cram leading. This a very short track, so we're on lap 11 of 60. Did you see his 82 start? Still trying to work his way up. He does have that pole sitter in that 84 right in front of him. See if he's going to be able to get past that 84 of Fontaine. I know Fontaine had a bad race last week. I think he had some engine troubles of some sort, but he did end up with a decently fast car, but by then he was already a couple laps down. You see these back cars racing. That 6 car definitely pretty far off pace. I think he's either hoping for a caution and also hoping for a couple cars to maybe blow an engine to move up. But currently it does not look like he's going to get any of that. I mean, there's definitely some close racing, but for the most part everybody is staying clean. No 3 wides going on for at least an extended period of time. It looks like the 5 tried to jump in the middle of the 50 and 26, but that space ended up closing extremely fast. So you see cars going by. For the most part, cars have stretched out. And you can see this very large space between that 6 and that end of the pack, as we do see 55 still leading. I mean, as long as it still stays green, I don't see any reason why the 55 isn't going to catch up to that much slower 6 car. As he takes lap 15 of 60, about a fourth of the way there to this New Hampshire race. But everybody, for the most part, is staying clean. It's like the 41 is having some issues. Though he may be coming into or maybe just coming in for a scheduled pit stop. Though only 15 laps. So there's a pretty big pack right here. A little bit 3 wide going on. So that 41 may have had some engine troubles and ended up pushing a lot of these cars back to bunch up. It looks like for the most part everybody is staying clean, which is definitely good. Still, the 55 is in first place. Looks like the 6 car is going to get at least one position, as the 41 is still in the pits, as we're going 3 wide currently with that 1183 and 9, though it does not look like they were going to stay 3 wide for very long. So yeah, it looks like they did bunch up after the 41 got stuck or ended up running slow, but for the most part they have stayed clean almost the entire race. Looks like the 41 now jumping back into the pack. Definitely turned into the cars a little faster than he probably should have. The 21 just trying to get past him right now. And it does look like there is some issues with that 41 going a little bit slower than normal, or than he should be going, and could cause some issues for these cars as these much faster cars. And yeah, the 26 is just getting stuck behind this 40 and 41, and then of course the 88 is stuck behind the 41, which is the much slower car. We'll definitely come back to them, as we do still see the 55 leading. They are starting to catch up to the 6 car, but still have about probably at least another turn to go to catch him. But we will see what goes on as this pack is starting to scrunch back up. Which I think they're starting to stretch back out after getting scrunched up from that 41 who had to take a green flag pit stop. And they're still sorting themselves out a bit. So it looks like that 41 is starting to get pushed back a little bit. He's not going much slower than the pack. But this is definitely a short track, so definitely is a much slower track to be racing at. I think the top speed is like 125. We'll see how fast the 55 can get. Looks like he got about 125, which is, decently slow. We scroll back. We take a look at the 41, so we can see how fast he can get with a few cars in front of him. Looks like 110, 112, 14, 15, up to 120. Yeah, he gets about 123. Definitely a couple miles an hour at a short track, as well as a super speedways, is at a considerable slowness. Though they are only at 125 for only maybe a second or two before they have to hit the brakes to get into the slow down to get into the turns. As we do see Yeah, the 55 still has about a full turn, well, I guess a full 2 turns to catch up to that 6 car. And then 41, who has had issues this race. I mean, it doesn't look like he's going too much slower than most of these cars, so it looks like maybe they resolved the issues that he was having. We take a look at another camera angle of these racing going on here towards the end of the race, or end of the pack. And for the most part, most cars have stretched out. We're on lap 23 of 60, so we're almost halfway there. Over, for the most part, an uneventful race. Only really one issue, but that issue was car just had to go into the pits. Or a truck had to go into the pits. But other than that, it's this 41 car here who's sitting at 41st position. But it looks like whatever happened ended up getting resolved is he's not running too much slower than most of these other cars. The 55 is running at a max speed 125, though only for a couple seconds, and for at least that lap. The 41 was running at 123, I believe. We'll see how fast this 6 car is going, or 6 truck is going. Yeah, he's definitely off pace. As you saw, he only got to maybe 120 for a couple of seconds before he had to slow down. So he is definitely not in the best truck. So yeah, definitely a ton. He definitely has a ton of work to do, him and his team, to get that truck up to speed. Looks like for the most part what he is hoping for. I mean, he is an ARCA racer, so he's definitely doing very well. I think he's actually the leader of the ARCA season. As well as the Rookie of the Year candidate. So we'll see if Pitch in his 6th ARCA truck or ARCA car can end up winning. That definitely will help with sponsors as well as help upgrade his truck more, as he definitely has a very good ARCA car. So I think his team is for the most part turning its head to the truck series. So definitely needs at least a season in trucks to see if he can move to Xfinity, as getting an Xfinity team up and running costs a ton of money. Though if he can perform well here in the trucks, no reason why he couldn't move up to Xfinity and maybe even Cup in the future. So we take a look at the leaders. Cram right now, first place, as we are almost about halfway through, so we'll definitely be on the lookout for these leaders to start pitting. As there is a caution flag. It looks like the 38 had some issues. Let's go ahead and pause this and see what happened to the 38, because he was sitting in the middle of the track for a bit. So it looks like there's no real issues. It looks like maybe just something may have just broke in his truck. Yeah, it looks like just something just broke in his truck and there's nothing he could really do. He definitely should have turned into the grass and tried to stop there, as he could have caused a ton of issues, especially if somebody's spotter didn't see him, or if trucks were going a lot faster. But yeah, it looks like something just broke in his truck and just got stuck. So we fast forward. Actually, I think we're back there. Definitely helped out the 6 a bit. As we looked at definitely a ton of cars getting packed up here. Hopefully nobody has any issues, as they are currently under caution, so definitely not a good showing if you crash under caution. I mean, it does look like for the most part the cars will figure out where they're supposed to go. We will see what happens with. See what happened to 38. Looks like some pit stops going on. Let's actually scroll to caution, or to the left, or to the pace truck. Alright, so it looks like for the 38, they ended up it looks like they were able to fix whatever was wrong with him that caused him to stop in the middle of the track. And then the 41. Right there, we'll see if the 38 is going to be able to keep up with these lead trucks. And again, it looks like the 55 had not as bad as previous. Looks like the 55 ended up dropping maybe 5 positions. Let me see what the trucks can do. Entering into this first turn with these slower trucks in front of them. We'll see if it causes any issues. Because it really doesn't look like. It looks like the 38 and the 41, they're decently fast cars or trucks, but we will see, as we do see the 82 back in the lead. Looks like everybody did decent on that first lap, no issues. As we see the 6th truck slowly starting to work his way back to the back of the pack. So definitely needs time to upgrade his truck. And definitely good to get into this truck race early in the season. With only a couple races left. Definitely not going to make the playoffs. But definitely getting a couple races in this current season. Get some experience and hopefully do much better next season. As we do see a 55 trying to work his way back up to the lead. Currently in 4th position. I think he was in 5th or 6th at the green flag. We do see the 41 slowly starting to move its way back. Though that 28 is starting to... Yeah, I mean, it does look like the 41 not going too much slower than most of these other cars. And then that 38. And this 38, this 38's doing well, as he is currently leading the pack. I mean, he's 2 laps down, maybe 1 lap down now. Yeah, he's 1 lap down now, so he definitely has a much faster truck. Oh, which we do see the 19 to 55 and 82 almost touch each other, as they are going 3 wide. Oh, somebody's taking a pit stop and almost caused some issues. Looks like a couple cars maybe taking some pit stops. Oh, there's a huge pack right here. Multiple 3 wides. We'll see if they are able to. Looks like for the most part, they sorted themselves out, but very large pack, a ton of trucks here. So definitely not very much space for mistakes. Or if somebody makes a mistake in front of them. It looks like 82 maybe having some issues as he's running into the pits. I'm wondering if he took a pit stop during that caution. I mean, he probably did, but oh, there is actually an issue going on here. Cars in the spinning. I mean, it looks like for the most part, the car or trucks were not going really fast enough to cause any issues. But definitely some issues going on in that main pack that we see these guys trying to sort themselves out. Looks like pitched 31st position. So he was able to move up. Not sure why Hill in the 82 ended up pitting. Could come back to bite him or could help him. Really depends And then again, more cars just trying to sort themselves out. We have another caution on lap 38. I think this may have been part of that main pack that caused this issue. Yeah, it looks like for the most part cars are figuring out where they're supposed to go. As we kind of fast forward through this, it looks like somebody ran out of fuel that may have caused the issue. Actually, a couple of cars. Oh, 82 ran out of fuel. I'm not sure. Ellis 28 ran out of fuel as well. I'm not sure what their pit or what this pit crew is doing, but running out of fuel is not a way that you want to go out, especially when you were leading the race. I mean, he was leading the race, and now he's, for the most part, now I think he's finishing last place. We take a look right now. Lesser is leading in this 4 truck. The 55, who's been doing pretty well, is right behind him. And then, of course, on the inside, those 2 lapped cars, or lapped trucks. Although that 38 did end up with this caution flag gaining 1 lap back. We'll see if he's going to be able to gain another lap back. He does have that 41 right in front of him. But yeah, that caution definitely helped him out. So we'll see if he can get back on that lead lap, because he does have an extremely fast truck. As we saw, he did pass that 4 truck and ended up keeping him behind him. As we see the car or trucks getting the green flag, we'll see if there are any more issues. As we are on lap 42 of 62, so we're less than 20 laps to go. Definitely that 4 got a great run on that 41, which was obviously known. We'll see if this 38 can get past this 41, and if he can he get past a 4 and hope for another early caution? As they're going 3 wide now. As the 3 dive to the inside of the 38, I think he's trying. It looks like he may be making a push for a good position. I mean, there is really only 20 laps left. So if you're going to make a move, you have to start thinking about making the move now. As we do see 63 jumping into the pits. Probably not what he wanted to see. So maybe some issues going on there. As we see his 38 still hasn't gotten his lap back yet. Looks like the 41 trying to move, trying to get into the lead. We'll see if this early pit stop car stay where he goes, if he's going to keep speed or what's going to go on with him. But the 55 has decided to make a move for first place. Hasn't been able to get past the 4 yet. I know he does have that possible lap car in front of him. We'll see if that pit stop for whoever that guy is, or whoever that truck is, helped him out. I think 63. We will see, as the 55 is still trying to get past the 4. I mean, it looks like with that inside line he will, but there's a 3 wide battle going on right behind him. That 41 is just getting pushed back. Looks like they are starting to sort themselves out. That 38 does look like he did not get a good start, or there could be something else wrong with his truck, as he is causing multiple cars behind him to check up and slow down. It still looks like cars are starting to stretch out. Looks like this 3 is going on the inside of the 4 to try to get second place and work on that first place car, the 55. It looks like that car that took a pit stop, he's going decently fast, and definitely fast enough that he's not going to cause any issues, at least not at the moment. See the 21 car definitely far back. We see it looks like the lone player car currently in 27, so he definitely did get a good pit stop. I think he ended up dropping multiple positions. He's close to the back of the pack. at least up the lead car, so he definitely is doing okay. So 55 car has ended up catching up to the 63, who is the last car on the lead lap. We'll see if the 55 can pass him. Because again, we see that 82, no fuel. He was leading the race. I'm not sure why he did not take a pit stop and why he ran out of gas. Maybe some issues going on internally. As we see the 55 now diving to the inside of the 63 to try to put him a lap down and to get basically a bunch of clean air at his front. It looks like he will pass him. Those 63 has basically help of the second and third place cars right behind him. As the 4 almost turns into the 3. I don't think the 4 thought that the 3 was going to dive below him. As they almost come together and almost ends their day. As we are getting close to the end of this one, so that 3 does want to get as close to the front as he can towards the end of this race. So yeah, that 63 car has put a lap down. You take a look at some of the battling going on here. A little bit of battle going on. Looks like for the most part everybody is driving clean. No real issues. Looks like the 14 may try. Yep, there he goes. 3 wide into this turn. As long as the 14 can stay as close to that yellow line as he can. No real issues in the turns. Though heading out of the corners, most trucks do end up sliding up. But it looks like everybody does stay clean. We do see this lone player car. He is dropping back. He definitely needs to make some upgrades to that truck. As he's having okay showings. Definitely staying out of trouble, which is probably the only goal that he has. Basically, don't finish last and stay out of trouble. Keep the truck clean. And for the most part, the last couple of races, he has been able to. So he's definitely going to be able to upgrade his truck throughout the end of this season. And maybe making a push for Rookie of the Year next year. As he probably won't hit the threshold for Rookie of the Year this year, as he only has a couple of races left to go. As we do see the 55 right now leading that 3 car. We'll take a look at the back of the pack right now. For the most part, no big packs going on. 14 almost tapped the 20, but looks like he ended up slowing down enough to slide behind him with no issues. As we are on lap 52 of 60. As we are almost done with this New Hampshire race. For the most part, just had a few cars or a few trucks run out of gas. One truck that something broke in him and he ended up having to stop in the middle of the track. So I'm not sure what happened with him. He's definitely a fast truck. He ended up getting 1 lap back, but now it looks like he got stuck behind a couple slow cars and will have to contend with finishing a lap down and towards the end of the track or end of the lap. We do see the 3 just continuously looking on that 55 car. He finally goes to the inside line or lane. We'll see if he's able to get past this 55 car. See if the 55 car has another breakdown, or not breakdown, but maybe a mental breakdown. Though last race it really was not his fault. It was his pit crew's fault. He was leading the race. A caution happened. He comes out in like 30th position, and then throughout the last couple of laps towards the end of the race, he ends up getting a top 20 position, which is definitely it was a letdown for the truck that he had, but it definitely showed that he is definitely a good truck driver. We take a look. Looks like for the most part that 6 car pitch is sorting themselves towards the end of the pack. As As it looks like for the most part, there's a 3 wide going on here with the 5, 50, and 7. We'll see who lets off the gas. Looks like the 5 let off the gas a little bit, but decides to get back into it. Looks like he may have tapped that corner of the 50. But looks like everybody ends up sorting themselves out with no issues, as we are at 56 of 60. So we are almost done with the race here at New Hampshire. A semi-eventful race, as we had a few cars end up pulling out of the race with no fuel. And one was the leader, so we are not sure why he raced until he ran out of gas. We are having 18 running into the pits on the green flag, so we'll definitely see if there's any other trucks that have issues towards the end of this race, as we are lap 57 of 60. We kind of scroll up to see. Looks like the 18 did end up staying towards the center, or towards the back, or on the inside lane after he exited the pits. Was definitely good. So right now we have 3 leading the race. He has space between him and second place in the 55 truck, as we have about a couple laps remaining. We'll see, is that 88 car or 88 truck going to be able to pass the 55 and try to make a push for first place. Yeah, definitely did not get into that corner very good, as he just, yeah, something happened. He slowed down a ton heading into that corner, which made him fall multiple truck lengths back, almost made him lose third place, as we are sitting on lap 59 of 60. Right now it looks like number 3 Anderson, it's his race to lose if it can stay green. So yeah, if it stays green for the remainder of this race, it looks like it will be Anderson's, right? Yeah, Anderson in this 3 trucks race to lose, as he's coming around to get the white flag. So there should be a few people pushing to try to get a couple more positions, but right now it looks like the 3's race to lose. Anderson definitely has at least a truck length in front of the 55, so it looks like the 55 at least will not have any issues and may get a second place position, or second place finish, as he is right behind the 3, as right now the 3 is going into, I believe, to his final corner. Looks like the 55 did end up getting a decent run, but not enough, and too little too late, as the 3 takes the win here at New Hampshire in the Truck Series. 55 right behind him of Cram. So we take, looks like 18 having issues. And then Pitch looks like may finish 33rd. So, which is definitely a good showing for him, seeing that his truck is very slow. But yeah, it looks like that 19 having issue, or 18 having issues, ended up running into the pits, but ended up, looks like, running out of something. Maybe running out of gas. As we try to wait for the final rate or final standings from the Premier Racing League, as we finally get to the final standings. So Anderson in the 3 wins, Cram right behind him, Crafton in the 88 behind him, and then Lesser the 4, and across the 19 in 5th position. So that's your top 5. And then as we take a look, see the player car ends up finishing 33rd. Definitely good showing by him with the type of car that he has. Definitely finishing not a lap down, so that's good on him. But yeah, 82 Hill runs out of fuel early in this race after he was leading multiple laps. So let's go ahead and save this truck, New Hampshire, and save that so we don't lose that. And that will do it for us today. trying to catch up on the truck races. I know since there's only one truck car, it's tough to do these truck. There's only one owner that has a truck right now. So hopefully after this next ARCA race, there will be another truck owner, and hopefully we'll start seeing some fun stuff. We'll see. I'm not sure what's next, what track is next, but hopefully we'll do at least 1 or 2 races a week. Definitely got burnt out after the first half of the season. But yeah, definitely a ton of work to run one of these leagues. But yeah, so trucks is all caught up. Next race will be ARCA, so we will see everybody then. So definitely thanks for joining me. I will see you all later.